Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone. Let's get started in a child's pose. So just take your yoga block, which you'll be using today, and just set it aside or to the front of the mat, and just extend your arms forward. Take a wide knees child's pose here, and just let your forehead find the floor. Maybe move your pelvis side to side, and you're resting your forehead onto the floor and just tuning into your breath. Taking big inhales through the nose. A nice exhale at the mouth. Just let those ribs fall a little heavier to the mat. Inhaling, expanding those back ribs, sides of the waist. And allowing the pelvis to sink a little heavier between the thighs. Give yourself 2 to 3 more breaths here. Just dropping into space. Let the shoulder blades gently drift away from the ears every exhale. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And then you'll lift your gaze, and I want you to come into an all-fours position with the knees underneath the hips, shoulders over the wrists. And you can flip the wrists if you'd like, or have all 10 fingers facing forward, but I want you to start to take little circles around with the pelvis. So you'll start in one direction, maybe even floating the heels of the hands off the mat. Relax your toenails down. Let that head fall, especially if your neck is cranky, and then you'll reverse the direction of the circles. I'm going to flip my wrist the normal way and can just continue in that opposite direction. Just feeling out those hips. Maybe those wrists and forearms need a little extra stretch. And then eventually you'll find a nice uniform position, shoulders over those wrists. I want you to take your block and float it right underneath your right knee. Good, with that knee, right on that block, shoulders over the wrist, I want you to extend your left leg back behind you. Flex the foot, really wrap that left hip bone towards the floor, and I want you to extend your right arm forward. Now, if your right toes are on the ground, that's A-okay, but if you like a physical challenge, just try to float that right foot off the ground. We're just here for a few more moments, breathing in, really feeling those ribs knit in and down. Exhale. 2 more breaths, just holding it. 1 more. And now we'll flow, knee to elbow, take a big breath in, exhale, scoop and round. And then extend arm and leg away. So we're going to be here for a little bit. Move slowly. And don't get frustrated with yourself. We're all wobbly on this yoga block. That's why it's there, for the challenge. And the knee and elbow do not have to connect, right? Just really hug everything in towards that midline. We'll do 5 more. Every time you inhale, think of reaching that hand even further away from that toe, those toes. Last 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Meet me in that bird dog and hold. Place your right hand down, but keep that left leg lifted. You're going to bend your left knee. You're going to look towards that right hip and just cross that left knee right over to your right calf, and then shoot it back. Exhale. Just a little side rotation here in the waist. But you're thinking of that right outer hip hugging in towards your midline, as well as the inner thigh muscles and the pelvic floor. So you're just looking towards that right hip, shooting that left leg back. Good. 7, 6. Even weight in both palms of those hands for 5, 4, 3, 2. We'll do 1 more. Meeting me with that left leg long and strong. We'll just take a little bend of those elbows, just a little one, and then press that ground away. Keeping those pelvises nice and square to the floor. Chest, sternum reaching forward, just a little bend and extend. 2 more. 1 more. And you'll rest that left knee to the floor. Good. We'll sit on our bums. Reach those arms straight ahead with the yoga block right at heart center. Take a tall seat here. Take a big breath in, and you'll slowly start to roll back halfway. Just finding a nice C curve in the spine, hollowing out the low abs, and then coming right back up. 2 more. Little hug of the block as you roll it back. Squeeze those ankles, knees, and thighs together. And rise it up. The next time you roll back, we'll stay back. We'll float our right leg to tabletop and plant it down and alternating left leg. So using the low abdominals, pelvic floor to lift that leg up. One at a time. Keeping those collarbones open and chin parallel to the floor. So those necks are nice and long. 2 more to each side. 1 more to each side. And no rush at all. We'll meet with that right leg to tabletop. Hold it there, take a breath. We'll rotate our chest, breast to the right, exhale, and return back to center. So you're moving your rib cage to the right, so the arms and the chest and the head all follow through, right? Just a slight rotation, no need to over twist, because you want your pelvis to follow, right? So just that rotation from the navel up. 4, 3, 2. You're gonna pause on that right side. Pause here, roll back an inch, curl up. Roll back maybe 2 inches, curl up an inch. You could certainly stay here or maybe extend that right leg away as your head, heart, and shoulders reach back. And exhale it up. 4, stay with me. Lengthen that right hip. 3, 2, 1. Come back through center and open those knees wide. Just take a forward fold here. So wide knees, big breath here. And we'll do that all on the other side. So coming back to your all fours, this time slip that yoga block right underneath the left knee. Shoulders over those wrists, float that right leg back, kick it back. Pushing down to that right palm, your left arm reaches forward. So again, wrap that right hip bone to the floor. Take a few more moments here, just really settling. You'll notice one side feels a little stronger than the other. Good, and then we'll flow. Inhaling to prepare, exhale, scooping around. Bring everything in. Lengthen, take a breath, exhale. So we're moving slowly again. Physical challenge is taking your left toes off the floor. Maybe even more of the shin, so just that knee is on the block. Feeling length from hand to foot every time that arm and leg extend. 4 more, 5 more, take your time. Maybe that elbow connects to the knee. Good, last 2. 1 more. Lengthen arm away from leg, hold it here, and just place your hand to the floor. Bend your right knee, cross it over to that left calf. Look over towards that left hip, and extend your right leg back behind you. Again. So as we're crossing the midline, be mindful that that left outer hip is hugging in towards center. Good, so it's really stabilizing. And sneakily working, exhale, just a little gaze over to that left side. So you're thinking of that left bottom rib hugging in towards that left bottom, your left hip, right? Good, 4. Reach it back, 3. Lengthen long, last 2. 1 more. That right leg stays back, long and strong. We'll bend, just a little bend, and press away. Think of your sternum reaching towards the front end of your mat. Keep those collarbones wide. Elbows hugging in, 3. Press away, 2. Last time. Good, and off those wrists. Come on down. Swing those legs around. And we'll repeat those rollbacks. So again, block at heart center, long nails, roll it back. Slide those sitting bones forward and come up. 2 more, preparing to settle in that last one. Halfway back, roll it back and stay. Collarbones open, we'll march again. Maybe with the marching, those arms lift up a little higher. Good, a few more to each side. 2 more to each side. 2. 1 more to each side. And no rush at all. Left leg floats to tabletop. We keep it there. Rotate to the left. Exhale. Good. So you're thinking of just splitting your chest or your breast to that left thigh. Rotating. Strong, straight arms. Inhale through center. Good. 4, 3, 2. Pause in the rotation on 1. Roll back maybe 2 bones. Tuck up. Roll back. Come up. You can stay here. If you want to add in that leg, last couple more. Left leg reaches out and in. Away. Back to that midline. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up through center. And again, butterfly, knees wide. Hang forward. Good job. Coming up to seated. Place the yoga block between those knees. We're preparing to roll all the way back. You'll take a breath, and again, you'll tuck the tailbone very slowly. Take your time. Rolling down 1 vertebra at a time. Once you come on down, settle here. Good. So float your arms up. Maybe even bring them all the way back. Palms can face the ceiling. Curl the tailbone under and start to lift your hips up. Arms can compress down beside you. And then slowly articulate. Arms can lift up over the head. And make sure you find that neutral pelvis at the bottom. Exhale again, tuck. Arms coming down. Collarbones broad. Ribs in and down. Good. So really feel that opening through the front of your pelvis that you so deserve. Squeezing your glutes, the yoga block gently. And back up. Last one like that. Good, we'll settle here. A little tuck of the tail. I'm going to ask you to lift your heels up on the exhale and lower them down. So the heels will lift and the heels will lower with control. So we're using all the toes, but more specifically those big toe ball mounds. So those heels hug in towards your midline. Good, 6. Try to maintain the height of those hips. 4, zipping up. 3, 2. I'm going to ask you to keep those heels lifted. Pulse those hips up an inch. Up an inch. Squeeze those cheeks. 8, 7. Don't lose that yoga block. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Tuck. And rinse it all the way down. Drop the heels for a moment. Little physical challenge, of course. Block into the hands. Right leg floats the tabletop. Take a breath. You'll tuck and meet me up there in this single leg bridge. Now, option to lift your left heel. Right leg extends, left heel lifts, and then bends, left heel lowers. So you extend and bend. You can keep your left heel on the ground if this is too much. 3, 2, last one. You'll hold, and again, pelvis lifts an inch, pelvis lifts an inch. Good, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Right foot comes down, heels stay lifted. And then you use the breath to exhale, rinse it down. Once the tailbone hits, drop your heels. Left leg floats to tabletop. Inhale to prepare, tuck, pelvis up. Hips are square. You ready? Heel and leg extend. Extend and bend. Good. Keep it up. 2 more. 1 more. Hold it up. Pulse it up and down. Up and down. You got this. Good. Last 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips stay up. Left foot comes down. Pause. Breathe. And roll down. Give your knees a nice hug into the chest. Maybe rock them from side to side. I'm going to ask you to just place the yoga block beside your mat. Curl the head, heart, and shoulders up. Your right leg will extend all the way out. Right hand on that right ankle. Left knee on that right. Left hand on that right knee. Take a pause and exhale, switch. Breathe in. Exhale, switch. Single leg stretch, friends. Good. Elbows wide. Try to stay up at the base of the shoulder blades. And we're just moving and breathing. And getting a nice stretch with that right knee and left. Few more here. Eyes on your belly. 2. Good. We'll meet with our both legs in. So hold here. Try to stay curled. Arms and legs for double extension. Extend out. Hold your legs there. Hands come to your thighs. You hold, and then you bring everything in. Try it again. So arms and legs extend. Try to stay lifted. Arms reach around. They touch your thighs, and then you bend the knees. Come on in. Out, around, hold, and rebend. Keep good up. Arms and legs out. Hands, stay up. Bend, stay lifted. 2 more. Out, around, hold. Back in. Again. Reach long. Circle, hold. I'm going to do one more. Come with me. Out, circle around, stay lifted, bend, and rest. Good job. So now the yoga block comes back. Place it between your feet. Heels. Interlace your hands behind the head. Breathing in here, you're going to exhale, curl up, and just try to stay lifted here. Maintaining a neutral pelvis. Legs will reach out to a high diagonal or low, whatever works on your back. And you'll squeeze the block, return your legs to 90 degrees. Lengthen, reach through all 10 toes. Squeeze the block, come back up. Again, let the head rest into the cup of the hands. We're reaching out through those hips. And then nice heavy tails, those legs zip up to 90. Reach away. 4, 3, 2. Final one. I'm going to ask you to stay up, friends. Take a breath, rotate to the left, right arm reaches, and back to center. Just the left. Keep that right sitting bone lengthening. Right hip heavy as you rotate. Peeling that right shoulder blade off the floor. Good. 4, 3, 2. We got the other side to do. Hand behind the head, reach right. Think of reaching to that right pinky toe. Left shoulder blade peels away. Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good job. So we have the scissor. Last of their ab series here. So extend your arms up to the ceiling. Right leg up to the ceiling, left leg could stay on the floor. So pause here. Keep your left leg heavy, curl the head, heart, and shoulders up, and have contact with the yoga block to your right shin. Hover your left leg off the floor. You're gonna switch your legs in the air, but then rest your head down. Exhale, you curl up, you hold, have contact, and then you'll lower it down. And you'll do that a few more times. So you exhale, hold, have contact, push that shin to the brick, and lengthen it back down. 3 more, exhale, hold. Good, 2 more, exhale, hold. Inhale, lengthen. Last time, exhale, hold, but then lift up an inch, shave it up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe. Last side, I promise. Here we go, right leg long, left leg up to the ceiling. Reach those toes, inhale to prepare. Again, curl up, shin to yoga block, right leg hovers. Hold, lower it down. Breathe in, exhale, hold, lengthen through that tail, and rest it down. Keep going, exhale. Good, friends, 3 more. Exhale, hold, heavier tail. Lower down, 2 more. Exhale, hold. Good, 1 more, hold, stay up, and pulse it up. Only up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and oh man, you're done. Take a second. Done with that ab series. Feet wide. Knock those knees off to the left or the right. Good, good work. Your belly must be very happy. Good. And then no rush at all. You'll roll off to one side and roll up to seated. So coming up to seated, I'm going to ask you to just take that yoga block alongside with you. Place the yoga block between the knees. Just find a nice tall kneel here, right? Hands interlace behind the head. Find a little push of that skull back behind the head, finding length through the cervical spine. I'm gonna ask you to take a big side bend to the right. And then you'll return back up. I'm gonna put in a little squat action, inhale and exhale. You might wanna lift the block in between the inner thighs for that. Side bend to the left. Evenly in both knees, come up through center. And then squat it low. Keep it going, side bend. Upright. If the yoga block is bothering you, of course, you could just set it aside right now. Breathing into that left side. Keep that tailbone really heavy. Hinging at those hips and upright. Good. So now that we got that squat action, let's actually grab the yoga block, reach it over right in front of your heart and send your hips back. Pausing it here, take a breath. Lift your arms up a little bit and sit a little deeper. Take another breath. Maybe your arms just frame that face, sit a little deeper. One more breath here and come right back up. Good. Finish this off. Step back a little bit so you have some space. You're gonna place the yoga block between those upper inner thighs and swing your hips forward for a plank. So you could rest your toes for now. We're all starting in a modified plank. Again, we're pushing down and wide into those palms, feeling broad across the shoulders. We'll tuck our toes under and we'll pause in our high plank. Really stretching those heels back, sternum reaching forward. Squeeze that butt, squeeze the yoga block. We're here for 5. Keep hugging belly button to spine for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a pause in the dog, bend your knees, maybe move your head side to side. Good. From here, we'll come forward to our last plank. Coming forward to that last plank, you'll hold. Again, we're squeezing the block. I'm gonna ask you to maybe float your right foot off the ground and plant it down, and then your left. So we were working on a little bit of some push-ups earlier in class, our mini class here. If you'd like a little more arm work, the next time you lift your right foot up, you're gonna hold. Give me 3 push-ups. Just small, 2. 1 more. Pause in that plank, right foot down, left foot up, point and reach those toes, bend and press away. 2, press away. 1, we'll hold, all 10 toes on the ground, you're safe, and rest your knees down, get rid of that block. Child's pose, good job. I like the palms up. You can maybe even add in tapping yourself on the shoulder. Good work. And no rush at all, you'll extend your arms forward. You'll have your tail roll all the way up to a tall seat. Shoulders roll forward, up and down that back. 1 more. And you are all done, friends. Great work, and see you in the new year.